Hi guys, my name is Chandler Juliet, and you can catch me on the Inside Noise Show.
And Shelly!
This is Shelly.
Hello everyone!
Hi!
Welcome to another week of the Inside Noise Show!
Woo! I'm so excited to be here today.
Yay!
Yay!
It's a little cooler today,
Yeah.
which I like.
Which I was hoping that it would rain.
Me too. It was supposed to rain, and it's gone from like 60 to 10% now, and
Right.
I'm like, come on.
Come on, rain. And the one day that it did rain, I wasn't here.
I know.
So I'm like waiting.
And I feel like we're about to kick off the hot season
Yeah.
a little prematurely, if you ask me. And I'm like, no, there'll be no rain for months. No.
I mean, this is California norm.
Right, true. So I want to acknowledge what everybody's thinking about.
Yeah.
Yes, guys, I have a huge zit on my chin. I know that it's there. It's a fact of life, and this is what you look like when you don't pay millions of dollars to have beauty work done.
And
you
you're
get
still beautiful.
zits on your chin.
But you know what I do have?
What?
That this is gonna sound crazy.
Okay.
Okay, I was up really late at night one day.
Yeah.
And I was watching infomercials.
Sure.
And I ordered this thing called a derma wand, which
Oh.
I don't know if anybody of you know what
don't
that
know.
is, but it like has a radio current like coming out of it, so it's like microdermabrasion, but like
Okay.
at home on the cheap.
Yeah.
So if I ever have a zit, swear to God, I'm in front of the mirror like, and it zaps. The zip, zip, zip,
Does
zip.
it work?
Oh, girl, yes. So I'll be like, if I have a zit, I'm just like. Bzz, bzz,
Derma
bzz,
wand?
bzz, bzz, bzz. Yeah, gets rid of your wrinkles.
Do they still sell it?
Yes, girl. It's awesome.
Okay,
I'll
I
let
gotta
you
get
use
me
it.
a derma wand. Derma wand. Okay, cool. See, though,
And you're
that's
still beautiful.
why. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was not my favorite thing this week. I just thought I should acknowledge what everybody was thinking about. They're like, does that thing have its own area code on your fucking
We're
chin?
so far away. I don't
Like-
even think they can see it.
Oh, okay. Oh well. Okay, on to our favorite things. Okay, so these are not our articles, right, Moni? These are our favorite things.
Right, I prepared this week. I prepared.
Okay, what's your favorite thing?
It's super nerdy.
Let's
I'm
hear
a
it.
nerd.
Let's hear it.
You guys, Airtable's my favorite thing.
I don't know about Airtable.
Airtable's amazing
Okay.
because I'm a busy woman and I manage a lot of different things and a
True,
lot
true,
of different
true.
projects.
True.
And so if you saw my brain, it would look like an accordion. Not even. It would be like an accordion
Uh-huh.
or like a file cabinet with
Okay.
like lots of different compartments
Right,
that
right.
you can go with it. But Airtable has made my life amazing.
Well, what is
I
it,
can
girl?
categorize everything in my life from projects that I'm working on to like grocery list or
Is
anything.
it an app? I don't get
It's
what it
an
is.
app.
Okay, it's
And
an
you
app.
can also use it on your computer. And
Uh-huh.
basically, you can see, like, now I have, like, now I'm like, what are those things? I'm using lots of sound effects and movements today, guys, because I
So
can't think of words.
confused.
What is the thing that you remote control it and then it goes a drone? Yes.
Wrong.
Wow. So I'm like a drone now.
Okay.
And I'm like hovering over my life, looking at it from a helicopter point of view and going, these are the things that need to get done. Bam, 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 bam. Super on it. And right now you're like, ooh, I need this too.
Maybe I might.
So my life is not an accordion anymore. It's like I'm in control. I'm looking at it. It's an organizational tool, and it's fantastic. you guys.
Airtable.
Airtable.
This is what my computer looks like. You know those Post-it notes on your computer, the
Yeah.
digital ones?
Yes.
I have like 5 Post-it notes with all these lists of shit. And half the time, I don't do any of it.
Right.
Maybe I need Airtable.
I'm telling you, it will make
Are
your
there
life so much
alarms
easier.
attached to it to like get in my face and remind me about it? You just have to build a new habit to look at Airtable.
Yeah, you just have to kind of look at it every day, like,
Okay.
and get in the process of like doing a to-do list, and you check off things pretty quickly. It's awesome. So that
Okay.
is my new favorite thing.
Airtable.
A little nerdy.
Go, girl, go.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, here's my favorite thing this week. For those of you who watch the show, and I'm sure it's a lot of you, as you know, I've started climbing last September. And for those who climb will understand this. For those who don't, you'll be like, what the fuck? But for those who climb, I got lead climb certified this week. Yay!
So now you can teach me.
Well, I can teach you regardless, but I can't lead teach you yet. Well, I could actually, technically. So what that means is there's not, when you start off, you yourself are taking the rope with you, and you're clipping it in, they call them quick draws, as you ascend. So if you fall, before you get to the next quick draw, you're gonna drop to the last quick draw you clipped into. Yeah, it's very exciting. It requires a lot of focus. That's why I like it. So, yes, high five.
I think that's awesome.
And
Congratulations.
Saturday, I might do my first attempt at leading outside. I don't know yet, but I think I want
Girl,
to. So,
oh my God.
yeah,
I worry.
yeah,
I
yeah.
worry. But I also think it would be a really fun segment to watch
We
her
might
teach me how to
We might get Moni
climb.
out there, guys. We got to start her indoors though, because outdoors is a whole nother
Which
animal.
will be just too funny.
And we'll tape it. We're not going to reveal too much. We have ideas. Shh, don't talk about it. Okay, all right. Let's get on to what's going on in the world.
Let's do
okay,
that,
why
yes.
don't you start? What you got, girl?
Okay, great. So I have to look at my notes.
Okay, look at your notes.
Bam! Look at my
Bam.
notes. All right. So,
Just getting your notes.
guys, my article
Yes.
it encompasses the Empress Hotel, pepperoni,
Ooh.
seagulls,
Ah.
and a blackout.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun.
This is what's going on in
Okay,
the world,
what's
like
going on?
legit.
Legit. All
So
right.
this guy, Nick Burchell.
Hi, Nick. Thanks
Hi,
for watching.
Nick.
I'm
Shout
sure
out.
you are.
So yeah, he hasn't been allowed to stay at the Fairmont Express Hotel for 18 years.
And what country is this place? Is an Empress, is that a United States thing? Is that a Canada thing?
That's a great question.
I feel like this is Canada, but I could be wrong. So if you're Canadian, you get
Canadian.
pissed. Send me a nice DM. Don't be like, bitch, that's not in Canada. Just like, that's not in Canada. I'm like, okay, sorry.
But Canadians are super nice,
That's
so I don't ever think a Canadian will call you a bitch. Be
Most
like-
likely not.
they'd be
Okay,
like, oh,
continue.
excuse me.
I apologize.
Excuse me, Chrissy.
Okay.
I love that they have a
I don't
random
know what that
accent.
accent was.
Excuse me, Chrissy.
They're Italian as well.
Right, yeah. Anyway, so the story is
Yes.
that this guy was banned from this hotel for 18 years because of a series of misfortunate incidents
Okay.
where he was going to the Fairmont Hotel for a conference for
Okay.
business.
Okay.
And he had an opportunity to see some friends
Okay.
from college. And they were like pepperoni bros, right? Which could have a
For
whole...
those who don't know what the fuck a pepperoni bro is, would you like to expand upon that?
It could have so many connotations.
Yeah, dude.
So
And
many
they're
connotations.
Probably half of them are sexual, and we're just not aware of it.
Maybe.
So.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Anyway, so they ate a lot of pepperoni. And
It was
so-
like a thing.
Yeah, it was like a thing.
This was the pepperoni they liked to consume back in the day,
Right.
and they couldn't get it.
Right.
currently
but
in their
he
life.
was getting it from where he was coming from.
Right.
Which,
Native
if I was
to whatever city he was coming from.
but if I was a better reporter for my articles, then
Yeah.
I would know those cities.
We're
But
working
whatever.
on it, folks.
We're working on
Work
it.
in
I'm an
progress.
actor. Okay, anyway. So, my point being is that he brought a bag of pepperoni with him on the plane ride, right? So, of course, the bag got lost and showed up at the hotel a day later, which was totally fine because it was at room temperature just for a day. It was like fine, people could still eat it.
Yeah.
But he was like, he wanted to make it cold for his pepperoni bros,
Understandably
right?
so.
But there was no refrigerator in his hotel room.
No.
So he opens up a window on a nice cold day and he lays out the pepperoni so that it gets cold.
Chilled.
So he
Sensible,
leaves.
sensible, very sensible.
He leaves on a walk. Well, this walk takes 4 to 5 hours.
What kind of a walk is that? Where did this man walk to? The bar? Yeah,
I
walk.
have no idea. I have no idea.
Nick, I'm not judging Nick.
This walk takes 4 to 5 hours. Who knows what the hell he was doing on this walk? But he comes back. He was like, you know, he was thinking about creative ideas
I
in
was like,
nature.
what was
Of course. He was doing the artist's way.
Okay.
Anyways.
Glad to know that book if you live in LA. Okay, sorry.
So he
Sorry.
comes back to his hotel room to find that the room is full of seagulls eating his pepperoni.
No!
Yes.
All of the
Now,
pepperoni?
yes. Now the pepperoni made the seagulls a little sick.
You know, pepperoni is
So-
spicy, guys.
Spicy.
Indigestion.
So the birds were like pooing everywhere. And also, he didn't know that when seagulls,
Or full of pepperoni and shit.
that they also slobber. So there's like seagull feathers and slobber and poo and pepperoni everywhere,
In the
all throughout
hotel,
this
in the
hotel
hotel.
room. He's like shooing off birds at the window, trying to get them out. He goes head to head with one bird, and one bird's like, "I'm not leaving," and he's like, "You're leaving." And they duke it out. The bird leaves. Long story short.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Are you okay, honey?
not to make matters worse, it's so funny. That big seagull, he threw
Yeah.
a shoe at it to get it out the window.
Yep.
So then he has to go downstairs to get his shoe. The shoe is wet, you know, and it has things on it, and it's disgusting. He's like on his way to a meeting, so he like goes to the bathroom in his hotel room, rinses off his shoe, tries to blow dry it, right?
As one would.
Because he wants to dry his shoe.
I would.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, he accidentally drops the blow dryer in water and short circuits the whole hotel, so it's a blackout. So then he was like, "Oh, I need help." He calls a front desk.
Now he decides he needs help.
Yeah.
Not like, do you guys have an industrial freezer that I can store my pepperonis in? I'll give you a slip of 20. Like,
Right.
No.
So he calls for help, and they escort him out of the hotel, and they ban him for 18 years.
I'm sorry, Nick.
So he writes a letter and is like, "Guys, it's been 18 years. Like, I really want to come back to the hotel. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, this is what happened. Like, it's kind of funny, right?" And so they did. They let him back in.
Happy ending for Nick.
Yeah, they took down the banishment and
just don't forget any more pepperonis, Nick. Don't do it.
so weird.
Don't do it.
Best story ever.
It was good for Nick. You know what, guys? We just wanted to make you laugh today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's another thing going on in the world. So I love politics in my personal life. I don't always bring politics into the show. On occasion, I'll make an exception, and I've got a great exception. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm obsessed with Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. That man is smart, he is witty, he is on top of his shit.
Love it.
And he tears down people who need teared down. Ugh. One of them being Mike Pence. Yeah! Okay.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, I'm not sorry.
I know you're
Fuck
watching
that.
the show.
I'm not sorry.
Nope.
You can watch if you want, but I'm not sorry.
Boo, Mike.
So Mike Pence and his daughter, his wife, they wrote a little book about a cute bunny named Marlon Bundo.
Yeah.
Very cute guy. It's like day in the life of Marlon Bundo, the vice president.
And he has a little...
No, he doesn't have a bow tie.
No.
Not the Mike Pence Marlon Bundo.
Oh.
Okay, does not have a bow tie. So this is
John
Mike Pence.
Oliver's guy.
Yes, this is Mike Pence's. So, as we all know, Mike Pence hates gays. We're just gonna put it out there. Yeah, you do, motherfucker. Oh, up to it. We know it's true. We'll never be friends. John Oliver does not, and neither do we. So John Oliver, who likes to stick it to the man, was like, you know what? I'm also gonna write a book about Marlon Bundo, the same bunny, except my Marlon Bundo is gonna wear a rainbow bow tie.
So cute.
And he's just gonna happen to fall in love with a boy bunny named Wesley.
Yeah.
How amazing
It's so cute.
is that? So Marlon Bundo falls in love with Wesley the rabbit, and they decide they're gonna hop together forever. Except there's a stink bug who runs the forest who's like, no, boy bunnies are not allowed to marry boy bunnies. And the stink bug happens to look a hell of a lot like Mike Pence. It's so weird. And in the end, the stink bug gets voted out of the forest, and the boy bunnies get married and hop together happily ever after. Aww. It's a great kids book. And John Oliver decided, you know what? I'm going to release my book one day before Mike Pence's book. And at this time, it could have changed, but at this time, his book has outsold Mike Pence's book. It is currently #1 bestseller on Audible, and so that's the audio version, and that's got Jim Parsons, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, a bunch of great people voicing it. #1 on Audible. It's also the #1 best-selling book on Amazon right now. Mike Pence's is #4. Okay, and you know, they wanted to do it to piss off Pence and support those gay rights. And here's the great thing. Proceeds from John Oliver's book is going to go to the Trevor Project, which is a fantastic nonprofit that helps LGBTQ youth, especially those that are homeless, and it also goes to the AIDS United Project. So it's only $8. I looked into it. I'm going to buy one for me, one for my niece.
So cute.
It's outselling the book 4-1. Hell to
I'll get it on Audible.
Yeah, get it on Audible. Yeah. Way to go, John Oliver.
Bam.
Yes. We
Virtual
love you.
high fives.
Stick it to Mike Pence, that a-hole. All right, guys. So it's almost time for a guest, Rich. We're super stoked about it.
Yes.
We're just gonna do one super little quick thing just to bring awareness.
Love this story.
Okay.
I love this
We're gonna
story.
touch upon it. So a lot of people in Hollywood are talking about right now. There's a big push for gay rights, right? As we just discussed. But within the Hollywood community, especially as an actor, it's still kind of frowned upon to come out as gay, whether you be male or female.
Yeah.
And for example, Evan Rachel Wood, she came out as bisexual back in 2011, and she said people flat out told her, don't do it because you're going to appear less desirable to men
yeah.
and you're going to fuck up your career. And a lot of people are saying they feel like it even is more crucial for men, young men, because then they feel like, well, if you come out as gay, you're going to get typecast and people think you're not going to be able to play a straight role.
Right.
So we just want to bring awareness to this. And part of some people who are talking about this issue were saying, you know, maybe there needs to be less heterosexual roles. Maybe we need to write more movies with homosexual leads and homosexual romantic relationships, which I fully support. So I feel like I don't know, I guess I don't have the right words to say, but I feel like we should try to get over this hurdle.
It's so funny. I just saw the movie I Love Simon, or Love Simon. It was so good. And this article reminded me of one of the quotes that they said in that movie. It was like, why is being gay the default? You know what I mean? Or why is being straight the default?
Right.
To be like, oh, you just assume that everybody's straight.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that if they're gay, they have to be like, by the way, I'm gay. It's
right.
It's like, well, no one expects that from straight people. It's like, oh, by the way, I like men. By the way, I'm straight. No, it's like, you know, I just thought that really came to mind, because it is that thing of, do all gay actors have to come out? You know what I mean? Maybe there is a sense of like keeping those two things separate. You know what I mean? So for example, in that article, it talked about there's a specific gay man who people know is gay, but hasn't officially come out.
Right.
And I wonder why he hasn't come out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like everybody knows, and maybe it is that thing of what the article's saying.
Right, it's affecting
if he's
his career.
scared it's going to affect his career. Or maybe he feels like, why is that the default? Like, why do I have to, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm just curious. This is a question for me.
No, I totally get it. I feel like, not that they have to share their sexuality.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely not if you don't want to, but I feel like they would be, the reason they don't want to is because they don't feel comfortable, or they feel like it's not going to be embraced, or it's going to limit the roles that they have to take. Once again, I am a straight woman. I can't say for sure,
right,
and I would love someone from that community. You're more than welcome to come on and talk about it with us. But I feel like it's more like, let's bring a little bit of awareness to, regardless of people's sexual orientation, don't put them in a box for it.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah,
no.
And it shouldn't affect the roles that they get in Hollywood either.
It definitely shouldn't. Yeah. And I just see a lot of people, what that article said, is that there are several people out there who are, openly gay, and they just don't say anything to the public. And it's so interesting to me.
Right.
I don't know why. I don't have an answer for it.
Food for thought. We always support our friends and family in the LGBTQ community. We've always got your back. So we're going to take a really quick break, guys. We're going to get all set up for our guest, Rich. And we got lots to talk to him about. So don't go anywhere, guys. Hold tight. See you in a minute. Guys, Rich is here. Yay! Okay, tell us how to pronounce your last name.
Hockman.
Oh, that's
Hockman.
Actually, I didn't think that, but that makes a lot of sense. So
Nice Jewish boy name.
Ooh.
Like a nice Jewish boy.
I went to my first Seder last week.
I'm actually not a real Jew. I'm like a fake Jew.
Oh,
I did 23andMe, and I found out I was 48% Jewish. I wasn't raised Jewish, but
That is really
that's
cool.
Jewish.
that's a ton of Jewish. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So when you found that out, was there anything in you that was like, I want to explore more about Judaism?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I just knew that I could own it, and I could be offended. And now,
I love that.
if I wanted to be, I could choose that, or I could go to Seder's if I wanted to, and be like, hey, I belong here.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
that. Just open up your horizon.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And then in casting, when they're like looking for a good Jewish boy, you're like,
That's
Nice
me.
Jewish
Hockman.
boy right here.
I
yeah.
got your
Love
back.
it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so Rich is an actor. He's also dabbled in producing.
I love it.
He's also a climber. Yeah.
It's on my Instagram. Yeah, I went climbing last night actually.
I saw.
Yeah.
Way to get that V3. Well,
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I have terrible technique, but it's so addicting.
It is so addicting. How long have you been climbing for?
A few months now. Or I think I started in like January, but I can only go once a week at first because
Yeah, your forearms are like, boom.
they're done. Yeah, I tried twice a week, or my first. My first. First time I tried it twice in 1 week, I needed like 10 days off after that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like just the muscles.
And I'm
like,
thinking of dabbling into this.
No,
really?
you're fine. You're fine. I
I
don't need
don't.
10 days off. You're fine. Just push through. Do it.
You'll need 10 days off.
I'm a psycho.
He's not hiding it.
But that's great. You're working on V3s already.
Yeah, no, it's addicting, and you gotta have something like that.
Plus, you're tall.
You'd think that'd be easier, but I'm also heavier, so it's harder for me to pull myself up the wall.
Right.
Yeah, like it has its advantages for reaching stuff that like
It takes me 4 moves.
It takes you 4 moves I can do in 1.
Right.
However, I'm using like 3 times the body strength of just my arms because I have no technique.
I was gonna say, if you're doing just your arms, we gotta work on your hips.
I know,
my friend.
I'm terrible.
No, you're gonna get better. It's okay.
I will.
So now, how many times would you go?
I've gone twice this week, and then I did
Way to go.
yeah. There's one in Culver City where they have like the
Cliffs of
inboard.
Vid. That's where I got certified at. I
Yeah.
go to Touchstone too.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Cliffs of ID. That's obviously I've been there once. So Cliffs of Id.
Cliffs of Id.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got the class and how to do the top
So now
rope.
you can belay now? You're belay certified?
Belay. Yeah. I just learned that word.
Belay partner.
Belay partner.
Yes.
I am so out of the loop right here.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know what's
Sorry guys, I
happening.
get super stoked.
I
I love it. No, I just feel like I need to climb.
You do need to climb.
I had to Google belay. Yeah. I had to Google it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's okay,
Okay.
but at least you did your research.
I did.
Have you been doing pull-ups?
I have. And I'm doing like the holds where you try to hold for like 30
My
seconds.
climbing has improved so much since I started incorporating.
And I bought those hand.
Yeah. Do you do
Things.
finger pull-ups? I started to do those as well.
She's badass.
She's badass. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you guys with climbing. Do you like look around and go, I could scale that. I could climb that.
Now I do. I didn't at first.
Nice.
But I think about, like, I have these, like, weird fantasies that I'm in, like, a weird social setting, and for some reason we need to scale something, and people are like, we'll never be able to get over that, and I'll be like, I will.
Absolutely. To be honest, since I've been climbing indoors, I haven't been outdoors anywhere to be like where I'm like I can do that. You know,
It's scary as fuck to go outside.
Yeah, no, it's not because everything's like drilled into the wall. And you have a big padded mat.
Yeah,
When you're
it's
free climbing
safer.
outside, safer.
Yeah. I mean,
You could do it, Mike.
but if you fell on the mat just straight out, that would hurt too. So
It's like
did
a
that once.
4-foot thick mat. As long as you know how to fall.
I was at Hollywood Boulders and I haven't been back since. I think I'm scarred. I was at one of the
Totally
climbs that
safe.
was like 20 feet up. Fucking, like when you go in the front, you go to the right. And I was reaching this one last hold and I missed it. And I fucking fell like 20 feet on the side of my neck. And I'm
Did you
now...
crack?
Yeah, it went...
I did have that.
Yeah.
on your neck.
Yeah, and so now I get scared sometimes on risky last moves, and
Yeah.
I need to mentally get over it so I can get to D5.
Yeah, it's funny. Even though it's safe for the most part, when you get a little higher, you start to get like that survival instinct.
Yes, you
and you just
do.
have to ignore it.
And that comes
You
from the
do.
height, or
It's just like your body knows that
You
it's
could
that
fall.
it's dangerous.
And you
Yeah,
have
it's
to be
dangerous
okay with
and-
falling.
yeah. It's just
It's weird.
It's
You're-
our caveman instinct to
You're
not fall.
absolutely right. Yeah, you want to grab onto things and be safe, but you got to be like, fuck it, I got to go anyways, or I'm not going to get it.
right.
Yeah.
But it's
Wow,
cool. It's
you
great.
guys.
It's great. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but I just had to get that out of my system.
Climbing binge.
Climbing binge. Okay, so Rich has got a new movie. It's coming out Friday the 13th. How serendipitous is that?
And it's a
What?
comedy. No, just kidding.
It's totally a comedy. Bus Party to Hell. I mean, who doesn't think that's funny?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bus Party to Hell is a horror.
Yes.
Yes.
It's got Tara Reid.
Mhm.
It's got a bus full of hot people.
Yeah.
It's got a desert.
Yes.
It's
Shit
got
hits the fan real
neon
quick.
lights.
Lots shit
of
and
neon.
blood. Yes.
Yes.
And wait, what is the? Well, we can't.
Well,
What is the thing?
well, there's like, I don't know. I saw a guy, and he's got some teeth. This is in the
It
trailer.
looks
I'm not
scary.
spoiling anything. This is in the
This is
trailer.
in the trailer.
He's got horns. He comes up under the bus, and I know there's a satanic cult involved.
Yeah.
Oh,
Satanic
that's what
cult.
it is. Okay.
Satanic cult demons. I can say that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great,
Mummies.
great.
Yep.
Just sort of like
It's a free for all.
free for all. Yeah.
They're in hell. They're going
So
Lots
on.
of
what's
supernatural
interesting to me about this,
evils.
sometimes when you have satanic cult films,
Yeah.
you just deal with the quote-unquote humans and the cult element. You don't actually deal with physical demons that emerge.
Sure.
But it seems like in this one, there are physical demons that emerge.
Yes.
At least that's what it looks like from the trailer.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that was a yes,
I can
guys.
confirm that.
He can confirm that.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, and we do know that you wield a gun at some point.
I do wield a gun a lot of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, which I feel like is your niche, because a lot of your films, you're like a gun wielding, get in there.
I know, because it's so funny. I mean,
your height.
I guess it's the height.
You're
climbing.
like very like leading men.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Let me destroy
Yeah.
the world.
What's funny is there's all this, not to turn it completely political.
No, turn it wherever you want.
Yeah,
We
but
like turns.
I wouldn't say that I'm anti-Second Amendment, but I am anti-assault rifle at this point. So like,
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yes, please.
so, but yeah, I know pretty much every film I've done in the last 2 years,
know.
I have a gun.
So are you like the
Yeah.
hero in the film? Is that your character?
I am
An avenger of sorts.
I like that. I am an avenger of sorts. I will become become the leader of the group when things starts to hit the fan. Yeah, I'm sort of like in these generic horror movies, I become like I'm the typical stereotypical jock, asshole, but also knows how to handle a gun.
Right.
So my character, as much as he wants to survive like everyone else, he also is kind of getting his rocks off on this whole life and death situation because he's a thrill seeker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In general, how do you deal with horror films?
Well, when I was a kid, I mean, talking about watching them or acting in them, or
I'm watching. Let's go with watching first.
Started watching. So when I was a kid, and even now a little bit, like I'm really scared.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I get a lot of nightmares.
I don't get nightmares. I just all the jumps they work on me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's I'm good, and I'm
Right.
So like it doesn't matter. Like to this day, I'm like I don't like. I'm like, I know the jump is coming. Go in the corner, there's nothing there, and then they turn around and they get the jump and the live music.
You're not the guy that we want to go to Fright Fest with or like a haunted maze with.
Look,
I would never go to that.
Because if
I
it
am.
was me, I'd be like pushing him in front.
I love those. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Because
Okay.
you can punch them.
Here's what I love about.
That's what I do.
Here's what I love about horror movies. Because my mom hates horror movies.
Yeah.
And I tell her, I'm like, it's the only place in life you can safely experience fear. And like,
Okay.
yeah, like you
True.
can actually be scared in a
Right.
really safe environment and be like, get that rush, and you're watching a movie.
Right.
Anyways, when I was a kid, I was a big wuss. But once I was cast in a horror movie, I started, watching a lot more than doing a lot of research just to make sure I did it right, understood the tone, and just the tension building. And I mean, in this movie's case, some of the comedy, like the jokes are very relieving as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, so when you did this film, was there any moment while acting in it that the jumps got you, or you saw a costume and you're like, oh, that's a little, yeah, it's not my favorite right there?
Yes. I mean, as you get sort of some of the bloodier parts,
Oh, yeah.
and
Don't do
you
well.
have like these scenes with just strobe lights, and you really actually, and screaming, you really get into like the environment. Your heart really is pumping.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, with long days, for the most part, like there's a demon walking over there, and you're like, hey Bob, like so, when you're shooting it, like you're shooting a movie, but like when you're doing some of like the more intense scenes, it definitely can like actually get your blood boiling.
Right. Interesting.
Okay, so tell us, how was the audition process for this bad boy? How'd you find it? What happened there?
Sure, yeah. One of the other actors in the film, Michael Forsch, was a very good friend of mine since childhood. He actually was also the casting director. So he lives in Vegas now, and he just sent me the audition and the script.
Yeah.
And he said, if you want to do it or want to film it.
Yeah.
So I did a self-tape for it.
Yeah.
And I sent it off, and fortunately, the producers and director liked my read. They sent me like one scene from it, and since I had the whole script, I actually pulled another scene randomly because I thought it more completed what the audition should be, and I was the only person who did that.
Nice.
Oh.
So you found a way to stand out.
Wow.
Yeah, like one of those actual positive stories where I took like kind of a risk and it would actually work for me.
Hit you in
Yeah,
the
Great.
face,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's actually a very bold move, because they're like, this is your audition scene. You're like, no, how about this one instead?
yeah. And I also had an advantage because I don't think all the other actors had the full script. So I read the whole thing, and then I was like, this scene is really good. I'm like, I want to film this too, and I just did it and sent it off, and I think that's what got me the role.
Nice.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So as a producer, like what are some of the things that you're learning from your production side that you're bringing into your acting side, or? Oh.
It's stressful. It's a pain in the ass. Like, producing,
It's not your favorite?
it's not my favorite. I mean, if you want to like get stuff made though, you gotta, in this day and age, you
Yeah.
gotta do it yourself.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
ladies
true.
know.
We're just
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah,
that.
you have to do it yourself. Like the days, unless you're like a child actor and you're just auditioning, and I mean, you need to. It's not the generation anymore where you can't film things, and
Right.
get all equipment easily, and have some professionals, especially in LA, people who really know how to do light, and operate cameras and the whole deal,
Right.
and sound and the whole spectrum. Anyways, producing it's problem solving. It's just nonstop problem solving. So when you're trying to do that and be like a performer at the same time, they can like be in conflict with each other,
Yeah.
because it's, when you're focused on problem solving, you're not focused on performance, and vice versa. When trying to perform, you're like, oh, I forgot to do this thing producing wise.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to just do one. I prefer just to produce and not have to worry about what my lines are or how I look that day, and just could be schlubby looking and
Right.
in a beard, or just perform. But you can't necessarily have that until you're really established in the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we should add, we're talking about producing because you produced your short film Brother, which
Yeah.
is coming out later this year.
Yes,
Which you once again have a gun in.
I do have a gun. Oh, you saw it on the poster. I was
I
like,
did.
I was like, there's no trailer for that. How'd you know?
No, the poster. Yeah, the
Yeah.
poster.
Yes.
Plus, I mean, I read the synopsis and it sounds like you would have a gun.
I'm a hitman in it, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel
And
like-
I think I'm carrying a gun almost in every scene. If I don't have the gun in my hand, it's holstered on me. So
Right.
yeah.
Now, did you write any of Brother or just?
I didn't write it. I co-created the concept with the director, writer Timothy K, and it's basically kind of like an art house type film about a hitman who loses his wife and child in childbirth, and has no will to live, but also still has to protect his twin brother, who I happen to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep him alive. So it's a very, very dramatic, like emotional film. It's kind of like in contrast. I did it right after Bus Party to Hell because I wanted to
Yeah.
do something like
Very
serious. Yeah, serious after this comedy horror film.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, so do you ever okay, so besides these direct projects, what else is going on in the fire? Anything not related to acting?
I started trading cryptocurrencies recently.
You did?
Oh, which ones?
A lot of them.
So
There's a lot of
Bitcoin.
really random
Yeah.
ones out there. I mean, you can create a cryptocurrency for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Make
you buy
sure
a
they're
crypto
not
kitty?
scam.
I didn't get into CryptoKitties, but I'm aware of CryptoKitties. That's some like
Everybody's,
that's
like,
some deep,
obsessed
that's
with
some
them.
deep dive stuff right there. Yeah.
She's a
My
deep
husband is
diver,
a
shit.
Yeah, that's
super
that's
into
impressive.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been trading cryptocurrencies on the side. I been climbing, covered that.
Are you making money off of the cryptocurrencies?
Not this week. The market's been down for about 2 to 3 months now.
So do you really think we're going to deal in cryptocurrency? I mean, you must. That's why you bought into it.
Yeah, I think it's more. Well, I do believe that a decentralized currency, with the way that centralized currencies are with governments, and the fact that we can have access to a decentralized currency, is like the way of the future. It's going to take a long time, though. You
Yeah.
know.
But right now they're unregulated and it's run by the people, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
You can't really buy
they're
anything,
trying.
though.
They're trying to regulate it.
True. I mean, you can buy
You
some
can.
stuff online, but you're right. It is limited. I
Well,
can't.
like, I can't go to Starbucks.
I can't
to buy
go-
my
Not
shit.
yet.
I
But
Not
can't
yet.
it's
go to
that's close. That's
Yeah.
close. There's a company called Ripple that's got a rumored partnership with Starbucks. Rumored, but where they're trying to like mainstream it. Where it's like, hey, you can pay for stuff on Amazon with Bitcoin. Like these things are like very much around the corner, but not quite there yet. Which is why in my opinion, it's a good time to get in, because once it is at that point, then it's gonna be like,
Impossible to get.
I wish someone would have told me.
Yeah.
Back in April of 2018, I should have bought cryptocurrencies.
Right. Were you in when that huge spike happened in Bitcoin?
Yep.
Oh, what happened? Tell us all the good details. How much did you have? How much did you make? How much did you lose? I want to know everything.
So I remember when I said you asked me anything, I would tell you anything. I'm not gonna tell you exact numbers,
Yeah, I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
All right.
but I will say that I
So like I had a little, and then I got a lot, and then I lost a little, or something like that.
yeah. I mean, I think that in trading in cryptocurrencies, there's a lot of like there's two things. There's greed, and then there's panic. So when I got in at the right time, and it was going up, and when it's going up, the human emotion is that it's going to keep going up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily go, you're like, I'm good. You know, like, I'm making money, I'm going to keep making money.
Right.
And then it goes down, you're like, no big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it keeps going down, you're like, And it keeps going down, you're like, oh shit.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Luckily, before the oh shit, kind of, knew the general trend. I had no idea how far it was going to go.
Right.
But,
So you sold at a good time.
But it still hasn't gone like super crazy
no,
low.
I mean, it did take like, it went, Bitcoin, for instance, went from a high of like
12,000.
20,000.
20,000.
Yeah, and as of today, it's like at 6,700.
Oh wow! It
So
did
that's
go
a
really
75% drop from its all-time high. But around October of last year, it was at
Mind you, this is one Bitcoin.
Yeah, I know.
When I bought in, it was at 5,700. So if you think about like that trend, it's still like on a slow uptrend.
Totally.
Right.
It's just all like the noise in between. Yeah. I could talk about cryptocurrency.
You wanted to go
into
cryptocurrency maybe back in 2009, 2010 when those were like
when they're like
nothing.
a cent.
Yeah.
If you did that though, it was like some niche internet thing where a bunch of nerds were doing it.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm all.
I'm just being honest. Like
No, I know. I know all about it.
Deep dive internet. Like I heard about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin back in 2013. And I went on I actually went on the website and I was like, cryptocurrency. I mean, I was aware of it though, but those people who were like, I'll just put $100 into this, or some of them are millionaires.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
How's Juliet the cat?
So good.
He has a very cute cat, long-haired, extra fuzzy.
So she's actually a rescue from Russia.
I love rescues.
From Russia.
How did you
get her from Russia?
Well, my ex is Russian, and she goes to visit her grandma every year. So about 4 years ago.
I'm like, the cat visits grandma? Your ex.
My ex.
Visits
Okay.
grandma.
Also the
Thank
cat.
you.
But yeah, my ex is full Russian. She visits her grandma in Russia once a year, and there's no animal control in Russia. Little fun fact.
Oh.
So there's stray dogs and cats everywhere. Like in
we should all rescue from Russia.
I know. Well,
we have a lot of rescues here.
Yeah, we got plenty here. You just take it for granted, like here in the U.S., you don't see, if you see like a dog with no collar, everyone's like trying to save it.
Yeah, slam on the brakes, like get the dog.
In Russia, it's like it's a squirrel. Like people don't care. Yeah, it's just different. Anyways, so there was this cat, Juliet, that's when we named her, that was the sweetest street cat that hung around the grandma's building, and it was like winter, and she basically was there, and she's like, if you're here next year, because she couldn't, she was there to visit her grandma. She had a short trip, so if you're here next year, like, I will save you. And she went.
Juliet survived the winter outside?
Probably multiple winters. Like, this cat has had like 14 kittens.
Russia's winter is not our winter.
She had a thick coat. She was fine.
Okay.
14 kittens?
She has had 14 kittens.
She's been around the block.
She's been around the block. Nice Russian girl.
Kitty.
Made it to America. Found a nice Jewish boy.
Nice.
She made it, yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, so she saved her,
Brought her here.
brought her here, and then I basically was fostering her, and then I was like, she's mine.
I was going to say, do you share Juliet with the ex?
We share custody, but she lives with me. We actually, we had 2 cats, and she has one of the cats. I have one of the cats. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. So are there like cat play dates?
No, the cats have never met each other.
Okay.
Cats don't like each other. They're not like.
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't raised together.
They're like, we don't have to be friends.
No, it's just a bunch of hissing.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, got you.
But this is the second time this has come up on the show.
We had a whole segment about
Second Russian cat?
No.
Okay.
When you're with someone and
custody.
either you get a pet with them, what happens to pet custody if the relationship doesn't pan out?
It depends how the breakup is, I suppose.
So she was totally cool, just relinquishing
Yeah,
Juliet?
I don't think it was a relinquishing. It was more like if she ever wants to visit her, it's no problem. And like I still trim the nails of Cooper, my other cat, and get to see him. It's not like it wasn't a big custody battle.
Okay, well
it was
that's
very very affable.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good example for your fur kittens.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good pet parenting.
It is good pet parenting. Okay, so April 13th, guys.
April 13th.
Bus Party in Hell comes out.
Yes.
This is digitally, correct?
Digitally, it's gonna
It
have.
has a theatrical
Yeah, it has a
release.
limited theatrical release. I actually don't know all the theaters yet. There is some in Los Angeles that it'll be at.
Did
But
you guys already have your theatrical premiere?
we had our world premiere in Vegas in October, and then we're doing like an LA premiere on the 20th, and then we're doing like a showing with the director on the 22nd. So we have a couple more.
Is the one on the
viewings coming
20th
up.
open to the public? They can buy tickets or no?
Yeah, I believe so. It's in Orange County though, so.
Horror fans are diehard. I feel like they go to great lengths to just
They
check out
are.
horror films.
They also trade cryptocurrencies, I bet.
See, I bet they do
The
too.
diehards.
Okay, so is there a website that we can tell people to check out? Bus
It's at
Party in
Frida
Hell?
Cinema on April 20th.
Hell yeah,
Frida
mommy.
Cinema, April 20th.
I should know these things before I do interviews,
okay.
right? Yeah, that's what
I'm
she's
why
got.
we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, and then should we just Google Bus Party in Hell if you want tickets, guys? You want in on that shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, April 13th it comes out. Tell people your social media. Where can they find, follow, and support you?
I would just stick to Instagram, which is because I don't.
He doesn't do anything else.
I don't do anything
It's
else.
Not his thing.
I'm like an older guy. I have one platform and that's it. You know.
That's it. He doesn't do the snap chisel, the tweets.
It sounds very smart.
I tried Snapchat and it's
You know,
just
what? I tried it briefly too, and then as soon as Instagram implemented their little version,
Over.
I
Bye.
was done with
Yeah.
Snapchat too. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck that.
Too much. It's too much.
Yeah. My handle is _ritual RICHUAL.
You
Ooh.
can become your
And where
ritual
can
guy.
they donate their cryptocurrency to you?
Right. I will have I'll get my QR code on the bottom corner of the screen. You just scan that, send me whatever you want as a donation.
Yay.
Right. Okay, Rachel, you're welcome back anytime you have something to support. You've
Yeah.
been delightful.
Thank you so much.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get set up for our musical performance with Chandler. And hang tight, everyone. Don't go anywhere. See you to Jeff. Hi, guys. We're back and in action.
Woo.
Welcome, Chandler.
Hi.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good. Guys, look at Chandler. She's so cute.
Wait till you hear this girl sing. Oh my
my God,
gosh, her
stop.
voice is
Can't
beautiful.
wait. Okay, she's got a lot going on. Let's jump into it.
Okay.
First of all, you have a new single.
Yes.
Coming down.
Yes.
Talk about it.
Okay. Coming Down is a song about addiction. It has this theme of addiction, and it's so funny. I feel like a lot of my songs kind of sound dark, and it's like so opposite from my personality. But I think that's why I take my life struggles to my music, and then I can be bubbly in person.
Yeah.
But I was going through an addiction, not to anything, but a
human.
bad toxic relationship. And I think everyone knows what it's like to be addicted to something we know is bad for us. We know it's toxic, but we keep going back to it. And it takes so much strength to take that first step and say, I'm better than this. I don't deserve this treatment. I know my worth deep down, even though at the time I
You can't
didn't.
do that. Yeah.
I took that first step and then felt so empowered. So in the song, it's kind of remembering that time that I felt not empowered. So it's meant to be an empowering song.
It is, absolutely.
And by the end of it, you should feel like, empowered.
And now that you have space, do you feel obviously amazing that you made that decision?
Yes.
You're like, this was definitely the best decision for me.
Yeah, it was a really, really crazy place for me because I'm a Leo, I'm a strong woman, and I never, thought I would be in a situation like that ever. And no one ever thinks that they will.
Did you even know that you were in this situation? Or did
were
you
you
wake up one
aware?
day and...
It was really bizarre. It was so bizarre. It's like I didn't recognize myself. And I was down and depressed all the time, and it was really bad. It was like a love-hate relationship though, because you almost love your abuser in some situations.
Absolutely.
You go, well, this person is my support in these areas, and this person means well, and they don't realize they're doing it, so are they innocent? Yeah.
Right.
So it was really a struggle, but yeah, very glad to be free.
And did the toxic human try to come back knocking on your door?
Oh, constantly. but it's okay. We're all going through our struggles.
We're all learning.
Right.
We're all
That's
learning.
true.
We're all
Well,
children.
Way to overcome, girlfriend. Way to
Thank you.
overcome.
Thank you.
Also, you had a great music video that came out, Tribe One.
Oh, it's not out yet.
It's not out.
Yeah,
I thought
but it will be
was
out
March.
soon. It was supposed to come out, but we had a hiccup because we had this big YouTube channel interested in picking it up, so we're waiting on their schedule. So stay tuned on that.
Stay tuned. But the song came out though,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because Spotify over there in Spain snatched that baby up and
Yep.
put it on, what is it, New Favorite Music?
It was on New Music Friday, and then a couple of their big Spanish Spotify playlists, and also it went on the viral 50 chart in Spain.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, Spain tour? Okay.
When that happened, like, what kind of
Nice.
buzz started to come your way? Did
Well-
you notice things right away?
Yeah, the day it came out, it was picked up on New Music Friday because we dropped it on a Friday. So it was just kind of exhilarating. And
That's
me and the
amazing.
DJs that collaborated, Major Sound, they're from Germany, we're just so thrilled with the outcome because we finished that song over a year ago. Lately it's been, waiting to find the right home, waiting to find the right distributor, and perfect timing all at once.
So is that a possibility, a European tour?
That is definitely,
Let's
I'm
put
trying to
that into
manifest
the-
that
It's putting it
constantly.
out there.
Putting it
guys.
out.
I want to
It's
go
gonna
to
happen.
Europe. I want to tour everywhere.
Love it.
How did
Yes.
you get connected with these DJs?
Actually, through another singer-songwriter, I was looking for DJs to do remixes of this EP I was working on. I'm still working on.
Yeah.
And sent them all my music, and then they did a remix, and then Tribe of One was born.
Ah,
Yes.
that's fantastic. Okay, and last year, guys, big deal. You went to the Indie Music Awards.
Yeah.
Your song "Speechless" won.
Yes.
Best indie pop song. Like,
You
hey,
have done
girl,
your research.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How effing amazing was that?
It was really cool. It was really, really cool. I feel like so grateful to be part of the indie scene and to
Is
like
that an earthquake?
Yep. Whoa.
look at all the.
Yep.
We're
Do you
having,
feel
I think
it?
We're having an earthquake
But it's so
right now,
mild, guys. It's so
It's mild. We're okay. But there's definitely an earthquake. Did you feel that?
Yep.
I didn't. I'm like, ah.
Dude.
Yeah, look at the bottles.
Yeah.
Mini earthquake.
Making the
Yes.
earth move.
On
You are
live
so
television.
That's manifestation.
Bye.
happening.
Europe, here we come.
I love it. You know, we hit something
Yeah.
good when the Earth's like, yup.
It's an 11 day. It's an 11 day. It's a manifestation
I
day.
was
Oh my
literally looking
God.
at all the alcohol bottles. There's this huge
I
wall,
know.
and they
Honey,
all just went like.
I
we're all
was
just-
like, I know we're on camera, but I'm about to run. Like, there's lights and a
Oh,
I
TV.
know.
I
There'd
was
be nowhere
like,
to run
no.
though. All we could do is
Get under a
the
table.
bar. We'd have to get under the bar.
That's a smart thing to do. Guys,
If we
review
run-
your earthquake drills.
If we run away, it's because there's an earthquake.
We just use the tap for water we need.
All my
We'll be
fucking
good.
equipment, I'd
Oh
be
my
like,
God.
no.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
That
sorry,
was
we
crazy.
totally digressed on that one, guys.
Yeah,
We're
wow.
just applauding Chandler.
Oh, stop.
That's what was happening.
Thanks.
Yes. Okay, so Indie Music Awards, you kicked ass, you won, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And both your parents are musicians, right?
Yes,
This
yes.
is where this talent comes from?
Yes, both my parents are jazz musicians and pretty well respected in jazz, which
Yeah.
is totally different from pop, but things have lately been so rewarding in music. I just graduated college a couple months ago, so I feel like I've really been able to dive in full-fledged.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I feel just so grateful to be in the music industry and to be standing on my parents' shoulders, and yeah, everything's been good lately. My dad is Bob McChesney. He's like a trombone player, and he came up with this technique to play trombone. Then he wrote a book about it, and it sells all over the world. And it's so wild to go to different states and different places in music, and people will know who my parents are. But you
That is
and I don't
amazing.
know.
Weird,
You and I
right,
wouldn't
yeah.
know, because it's jazz. It's like this tiny little niche thing, but it is still kind of amazing.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
totally
And who are your major influences
My-
for your music, for your own music? Your parents or?
No, not so much. I have a very wide spectrum of music I listen to. I grew up listening to like pop rock, like All American Rejects and stuff like that. They were my first concert, and Ali and AJ, and Britney Spears, and the '90s pop. I've always just loved pop and
Yeah,
pop
yeah.
rock. So I have such a wide spectrum of music I listen to now, though, like John Mayer and Jason Mraz and Ed Sheeran. But yeah, it's hard to say.
But I feel like your music does encompass all that.
Yeah?
You know?
Yeah,
I do.
it's got pop to it, but it also has a little bit of an acoustic feel to
Yeah.
it.
People say that they hear the jazz from, my mom and my dad, so
Yeah,
it's all in there. But when I go into the studio, I don't go like, I want to sound like this. I kind of just write or take a song that I've written and build around it and ask the song like what it wants.
That's
and
interesting,
yeah.
So pretty much just like a unique flower that has a lot
Ah.
going on, guys, is really what we're saying. You got a whole like disco ball theme going on?
Yeah.
Like this year, I feel like your year's a disco ball.
Yeah. Well, this EP I'm working on is called 7 Minutes in Heaven, and
Uh-oh.
it's all about this theme of illusions, like having this illusion and coming down as a part of that EP. Thinking this illusion is reality and it's not, and then kind of falling from heaven. It's kind of esoteric, but the whole theme is illusions, and that's why in the Speechless music video there's been mirrors, smoke and mirrors, like the disco ball. Yeah. And in my
Okay.
live show, I want to have some
You had
magic
some. I
as
saw you
well.
put something up. There was a disco element in a live show
Yeah.
that you did recently. I
Yeah.
was like, that looks like a really fun party. I'd like to go to.
Yeah, next time, girl. You're totally welcome.
Yes. Okay, so we're really excited to have you play. Is there anything that you want to tell us about this song before you play?
Okay, well, I already told you guys about Coming Down, and that's out on Spotify now. If you guys could check out my Spotify and follow me
Do
there.
it.
People think that it doesn't help, but following an artist on Spotify is so helpful. So check out the song Coming Down there.
Yes.
And I just wrote a song recently, and I was trying to decide whether I wanted to play the single acoustically or a new one I wrote, but I've had
However
such
you
a
feel, we'll be
Yeah.
happy.
I've had a good reaction to this new song I wrote called Tidal Wave. I just wrote it a few weeks ago, and it's kind of a conversation with God and kind of a feeling lost. I grew up in LA, born and raised, kind of never really having a community, so it's kind of about that. You know, I want to be a leader, and I feel like my calling has been to be a leader, but sometimes being a leader leaves you pretty lonely, and you have to become strong by being alone. And I think that writing this song helped me discover that. Yeah.
Okay,
This
so
is
that's
Tidal Wave.
fantastic. All right, take it
Love
away,
it.
girl.
I tell myself it's okay to feel lonely, pretending I don't really care. Just throws me in the arms of people who don't notice whether or not I'm there. I try my hardest not to get nervous, don't wanna be a shark in the water. Still learning how to live on purpose. Maybe all of this is karma. Why am I going under? I'm praying I can turn this thing around. I'm over my head and I'm out of my mind. I wish I was an anchor, but I'm floating. And another tidal wave is coming, treading water. It's gonna sink me down to the bottom. Chosen. I know I'll rise to the surface again, but another one is coming. Now you're just being cruel. Are you doing this on purpose? I'm scarred from the years of my youth. Is starting over ever worth it? Now I'm treading water lost at sea. The universe is testing me. Can I make it on my own in this place? Maybe I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Why am I going under? I'm praying I can turn this thing around. I'm over my head and I'm out of my mind. I wish I was an anchor, but I'm floating. And another tidal wave is coming, treading water. It's gonna sink me down to the bottom. Chosen. I know I'll rise to the surface again, but another one is coming. I just realized I need someone to lean on when I'm leaning. Am I the only one who's feeling like this is the hardest part? And I don't know where to start. I gotta love myself enough to say that nothing is better than the wrong thing. Yeah. I just want the real thing. I'm floating. And another tidal wave is coming, treading water. It's gonna sink me down to the bottom. Chosen. I know I'll rise to the surface again, but another one is coming again. Oh, another tidal gonna sink me down to the bottom. I'm chosen, chosen. I know I'll rise to the surface again, but another one is coming.
That's a great song.
That's a gorgeous song.
That
Thank you
is a
so
great
much.
song.
Thank you.
Yes, I think so many people can relate to that. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
okay.
you for being so accepting of it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, tell people where they can find, follow, and support you.
Okay, well, Instagram, Spotify, just search Chandler Juliet. I'll come up. Chandler J Official is Instagram. Twitter is Chandler Jayy, and then YouTube and Facebook is Chandler Juliet.
And then, are there any shows that we need to know about that are upcoming?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. April 29th at the Hotel Cafe.
Oh, who doesn't
Yeah.
know the Hotel
Yeah.
Cafe?
Nice.
Never played there before. I'm so
It's a good
excited.
spot.
Yeah.
Gonna have my full band. I might have my dancers come out.
Ooh, dancers?
Full team squadding up.
Love it.
So ready.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope you guys can make it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, get some tickets. Support
Yeah.
this woman. We're the Inside Noise Show.
Yay.
It has been a good show, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the cool
I mean, the
weather.
Earth moved, so
Yes.
it was
The Earth
pretty
totally fucking
fantastic.
moved. First earthquake on air. Thanks to Mixology for letting us be here. Come get a drink, guys. Come buy some food. Thanks to Rich over there for breaking us down about Party Bus to Hell. I mean, who doesn't want to get on that
That
thing?
looks awesome.
Yeah. Chandler over here, rocking out. Moni for hosting, you know.
Yay, thanks.
We'll be here next
Chrissy
week
for
on
hosting.
That